So you're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth. I am Luke. I am joined in the studio via the powers of Zoom with Beckie. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Cool. So Beckie, you work for Creation Fest, wonderful summer festival that happens every year down in Cornwall. A couple of months ago, we had Niall come in and give us a little sneak peek about this year's festival. And so to start off with, this year's a little bit different. You described just before we started about going into a new season for Creation Fest. So tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, it is a new season for us at Creation Fest. The amazing Sarah Yardley, who held the reins for 10 years, stepped down at the end of last year's festival, and since then Niall has stepped into her shoes, and as a festival and as an organisation we've got some fresh vision and fresh ideas. Our roots aren't changing. They have always been in the Southwest, and they have always been strongly missional and evangelistic, with a heart for youth culture and for those based in and around Cornwall and Devon as well, for the churches, for the region, and providing space for people who are seeking faith to experience something of what knowing Jesus looks like and feels like. Also hugely creative. All of those things are still there and still strongly part of who we are, but there is also a fresh vision for more involvement in youth events, in creativity, fresh expressions of music and worship and art, and also a real heart not only for those seeking faith but those right on the margins of society, and for that to be something that's not just a 4-day festival but actually something that happens across the region throughout the year in all sorts of different ways. So it's really exciting to be part of the project at this stage as new ideas are bubbling up.
Yeah, really cool. I know Creation Fest obviously have offices down in Weymouth. Wadebridge, not Weymouth. Wadebridge. And I know, like, you guys used to do have a lot of the youth kind of drop in. You're talking about kind of reaching out to the churches. I know you guys do the Glow events and things like that. Are there plans for any other events like Glow, or is it still in an initial phase of just kind of reaching out to what the community and the churches around are thinking?
I think there are a lot of seeds of ideas, and the heart of the team at Creation Fest is to support and equip the local church. Creation Fest isn't a church, and we're not looking to become one, but we do want to look at where the need is across the region, at what churches are already doing, and where perhaps churches that are a bit smaller. Glow grew out of the need for smaller churches with quite small youth groups wanting to bring their youth together to worship together. If they're, as we're discovering the needs and the desires of local Christians and local communities, our heart is really to step into those gaps and to help provide space and perhaps be able to serve the church in those areas where we're able to bring in our expertise. Nearly 25 years experience running a big festival every summer.
Cool. Well, to circle back to the festival itself and its kind of new season, the theme for this year, what is it? Obviously, when I interviewed Niall, you guys hadn't announced it yet. So, yeah, do you want to let us know what the theme?
Well, big announcement time. Although if you followed our socials, you'll be well aware. The theme for this year is Blueprint, the story of the early church in Acts. And so throughout the festival, we're going to be exploring different parts of the book of Acts across the 4 days, and really trying to understand what the lessons learned from the early church, how that maps onto us, the church in the UK and further afield today. What does that look like, and how can we experience the power of God at work in our lives and in the lives of those around us?
Amazing. We shall take a short break now for some music, and when we come back we shall chat with Beckie about some of the artists and speakers that you can expect at Creation Fest this year, which we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth. I am still joined in the studio by the powers of Zoom with Beckie, who works for Creation Fest. And just before the break, we were talking about the theme for this year, which is blueprints, talking about Acts and the early church. So to start off with, tell us a few of the speakers. You've already mentioned that Sarah Yardley will be making a return as one of the speakers this year, but yes, let us know some of the speakers and maybe a little hint at what they're going to be chatting about on the various days and in the various venues.
Yeah, so we've got, amongst others, Andrew Ollerton, who you may know from the Bible Society. Brian is back and with us all the way from California. He's a Creation Fest founder and therefore always part of things. And that man loves to teach the Bible, and he does it so incredibly well. We also have John Dixon joining us, who he is from Australia, and he's also launching the premiere of his documentary, The First Hymn. So we've got a big film premiere on Sunday afternoon, which is first showing anywhere.
Nice.
Very exciting to have that. We also have Kate Dommett from Transforming Lives for Good, who's coming to talk about working alongside children and families with struggling with emotional well-being, those sorts of things, mental health, some really, really hot topics. She'll be doing some seminars. We've got Simon Gilbo joining us as well. You might know his name from the podcast that he runs. He also wrote, he's written at least one book. He's probably written a whole bunch. So we've got him, and as if that weren't enough, we've got an actual real life gladiator.
Oh, wow.
From the original Gladiators series, which you may remember, Warren Ace Furman is coming to join us. So there are some of perhaps the slightly more mature generations, i.e. not the 15-year-olds, who will know exactly who I'm talking about. And he's going to be on the main stage on our first night, maybe our second night, sharing a bit about his journey with Jesus and how he is making a difference for Jesus today. So lots and lots of a real range and varied mix of people.
Yeah, it's sounding cool. So Creation Fest is also partly a music festival, and you've got some incredible artists and bands, which, yes, when I interviewed Niall, we weren't able to announce, but you've announced a few of them already on your socials. But yes, could you let us know who can we expect this year?
I may even accidentally announce someone who hasn't been announced on our socials yet, although they are all coming out in the next few days.
Yep.
We've got Philippa Hannah back again, Creation Fest favourite. We have Field Lily, who have been friends of Creation Fest for a long time. We've also got the amazing Chris Renzemer coming to do some music for us. And a personal favourite of mine are Orphan No More. That's the collective. Joshua Luke Smith is part of that group. They were with us a few years ago and they were brilliant. We've got Emmanuel Smith as well, who some listeners might know from The Voice UK.
Nice.
And Joshua Leventhal as well, and Moses Brothers on our main stage. So absolutely loads on our main stage. And then we've also got two other music stages including our outdoor stage, which is always absolutely the place to be in the afternoons in the sunshine, on a blanket with a drink. And we've got all kinds of groups there: Alabaster Soul, Benjamin Haycock, Sever, Josh Kerno, Jervis Brothers, and perhaps those who have been part of the Creation Fest world for a very long time may remember back to a band from years and years and years ago called the Toro Brothers, who are back with a vengeance this year, and that one is not to be missed.
Cool. So finally, just before we wrap up, Creation Fest runs on volunteers. You told me before the interview that you've got around 300 currently signed up, but your goal, and particularly if you've been following the Creation Fest socials, you'll know their goal is around 400. So if people are interested and would love to help out, whatever skill level, because I know you have various roles that people can do, tell us a bit about volunteering for Creation Fest.
Oh, I mean, it is one of the most fun things you can do at Creation Fest. I started as a volunteer a few years ago, and I've worked on various different teams through the years. It's a great way to get to know people and work alongside them. It's also a really fun way to experience the festival. We've got spaces on our cafe and pizza team, so if you've ever fancied learning how to make a latte or making the very famous Creation Fest pizzas, then there are still spaces on those teams. We also have a great need for stewards, who are the people who get the best suntan across the entire festival, because they are out in the sunshine caring for and helping our guests. Our volunteers do the most incredible job. They give up their time, they give energy, they turn up to worship in the mornings, they pray together, they serve the festival so well, and we really, really appreciate them and want to honour them as individuals because they give out so much.
Yeah. Well, talking of kind of honouring them, you being a volunteer does have a few perks. I know that Creation Fest quite often supplies a meal. I know you have to, it's a meal deal, you have to pay for that. But as someone that's also volunteered before, I know that's kind of always one of the highlights, being able to chat with all the various different volunteers and chatting to them about what they've done over the festival. Or occasionally, some of the artists do like join in on that queue as well. So you never know, you might bump into some of the artists and speakers. But this year as well, you've also got it's a discount for the kind of the merch and the pizza and cafe. So yeah, if they want to sign up to be a volunteer, how do they go about that?
The easiest way to sign up is to find us on our socials, or to go to our website, which is creationfest.org.uk, and you can click on the sign up link there for volunteers. Pick a team that you would like to join. Another team I've just remembered who also need additional people right now is the production team and the media team. So particularly those who've got skills in production, in sound, if it's something that you've done at church, or if you know how to hold a camera, then we would love to hear from you. And once you've filled out those details on our website, someone will be in touch to tell you all the information about how and where you can help. Also, all of our volunteers get free camping and free entry to the event, as well as the other perks that we've talked about. There is also the snazzy orange t-shirt that all of our volunteers get, which those have just come into the office. They arrived yesterday, right. So there will be some photos of the 2025 volunteer t-shirts coming up on our socials very soon.
Very cool. So they are proper ones this year. They're not just generic ones that we.
Oh, they are designed by the very Creation Fest team I get to work with on a regular basis, and they have a big 2025 on there.
Cool. So if our listeners want to, don't feel like volunteering, but do want to come along to the festival, I know this year there is a charge for the event, whereas previously you only had to pay if you were camping. How can people get tickets? And I've mentioned it's in Cornwall, but where are you actually going to be based? Where is the festival itself? And yeah, let us know where we can find you.
So you can find us in Wadebridge at the Royal Cornwall Events Centre. It used to be the Royal Cornwall Showground, one of the most beautiful places to camp in Cornwall. You can book tickets online. If you go to our website, all of the tickets are available online. You can also buy event tickets on the gate, but there is an additional charge on the gate. So I would recommend pre-booking. The lineup for each day is now out on our social media. So if you're trying to pick which day to turn up as a day visitors, by the way, £15 to visit for the day. So still very, very cheap in festival terms. £10 for kids, and everything for the kids, all of the kids activities and sign-in stuff for the kids is all free. Skate park is free as usual. So that event fee is really just helping us with our running costs, of making sure that our health and safety is all in place and our security, all of those things. Finally, as I said earlier, the heart and the roots of Creation Fest have always been evangelistic and missional. We have always been a space inviting those who are exploring faith, those who don't yet know Jesus, to come and try to find out more about what it means to hear the gospel, to experience worship. And so we still have a system in place for those who are seeking faith, those who are invited by a church perhaps, or invited by friends who are Christians, and for those living locally who are wanting to find out more about what it means to follow Jesus. We still have a system in place for those people to come into the festival free of charge. So to find out more about that, you can also have a look at our website and get in contact with us.
Amazing. Well, we shall wrap up there. Thank you for joining us. Just tell us the dates for Creation Fest.
So Creation Fest starts on the 31st of July and runs all the way through to the 3rd of August. It is going to be a beautiful, warm, sunny, dry weekend, we hope and pray, and we are going to have the most incredible time. So I really hope we will see lots and lots of you there.
Cool. Yeah, we shall be there as Cross Rhythms, so we hope to see you there as well. Thank you for joining us.
Good to see you. Thank you.